Today's story is called Whispers in the Shadows, the Silent Killer. In the quiet town of Ravenswood, a murder mystery unfolds with eerie whispers and chilling secrets. As the bodies pile up, a detective races against time to uncover the identity of the elusive silent killer. Each clue leads deeper into the darkness, where the truth hides in plain sight. Part 1. The Haunting Prelude. Detective Alice Holloway had seen her fair share of gruesome crime scenes, but the one she encountered in Ravenswood was unlike anything she had ever witnessed. The victim, a prominent local politician, lay in a pool of crimson beneath a flickering streetlight, his face twisted in a silent scream. As Alice examined the crime scene, a shiver ran down her spine. There were no witnesses, no signs of struggle, and most disturbingly, no blood-curdling screams that should have accompanied such a brutal murder. It was as if the killer had silenced their victim before he could make a sound. With her seasoned instincts kicking in, Alice vowed to catch the perpetrator responsible for this chilling crime. But little did she know that the silent killer's reign of terror had only just begun. Ravenswood had always been a quiet town, nestled in the shadows of the surrounding woods. Its quaint streets and friendly residents had rarely seen such violence. The gruesome murder sent shockwaves through the community, leaving everyone on edge. Alice questioned the few witnesses who had been nearby at the time of the murder, but they offered no insights. It was as if the killer had struck from the darkness, leaving no trace except the lifeless body of the politician. The detective's investigation began in earnest, and she couldn't shake the feeling that this murder was different, that it was only the beginning of something far more sinister. As she delved deeper into the case, she couldn't help but wonder, what kind of person could silence their victim so effectively, leaving no room for cries of help or pleas for mercy? The haunting prelude to a series of chilling murders had begun, and Detective Alice Holloway was determined to unravel the mystery, no matter how dark and twisted it might be. Part 2. Whispers in the Dark. The second victim, a reclusive artist known for his eerie paintings, was discovered in his dimly lit studio. Like the politician, he bore the same haunting expression of a silent scream. It was a gruesome pattern that sent shockwaves through Ravenswood. As Alice delved deeper into the investigation, she uncovered a series of cryptic messages left by the killer at each crime scene. The messages, etched in blood, hinted at a sinister motive. They spoke of secrets hidden in plain sight and whispered of a darkness that lurked within the town. The whispers in the dark had taken on a life of their own. Townspeople began to speak of a malevolent force that roamed Ravenswood, silencing its victims with a dreadful efficiency. The fear in their eyes was palpable, and Alice knew that she had to decipher the cryptic messages to stop the silent killer. The messages seemed to form a twisted puzzle, each clue leading Alice deeper into the darkness. She spent sleepless nights poring over them, trying to discern their meaning. It was a maddening pursuit, as if the killer reveled in toying with her. Despite the mounting pressure, Alice refused to be deterred. She knew that unraveling the messages held the key to unmasking the murderer. Each message was like a breadcrumb, leading her closer to the truth, no matter how chilling and enigmatic that truth might be. As she continued her investigation, Alice couldn't escape the feeling that the town of Ravenswood held secrets that someone was willing to kill to protect. The whispers in the dark were growing louder, and the detective was determined to bring them into the light. Part 3. The Cryptic Clues. The investigation led Alice to the town's historical archives, where she uncovered a dark chapter from Ravenswood's past. Decades ago, a series of unsolved murders bore a striking resemblance to the current killings. The same eerie messages had been left behind. Alice's research led her to believe that the killer might be a descendant of the original murderer, or, even more disturbingly, the same entity returned to haunt the town. It was a theory she couldn't ignore, no matter how unsettling it seemed. In the dusty archives, Alice found faded newspaper clippings and handwritten notes detailing the gruesome murders that had plagued Ravenswood in the past. The cryptic messages, eerily similar to those left by the current killer, sent chills down her spine. It was as if history was repeating itself, and Ravenswood was trapped in a never-ending cycle of darkness. The town's secrets seemed to be buried within the pages of these old records, waiting to be unearthed. With the cryptic clues in hand, Alice faced a daunting task: unraveling the secrets of the past to unmask the silent killer of the present. But as she delved deeper into the town's history, she realized that some secrets were meant to remain buried. The whispers in the dark had led her to a crossroads. She could either turn back, leaving the past and its mysteries undisturbed, or she could confront the chilling truth that lay beneath the surface of Ravenswood. As night fell over the quiet town, Alice made her choice. She would continue her pursuit of the silent killer, determined to reveal the cryptic clues and put an end to the reign of terror that had plagued Ravenswood for generations. Part 4. Echoes of the Past. Alice's relentless pursuit of the truth brought her to the doorstep of a dilapidated mansion at the outskirts of Ravenswood. The mansion had a dark history, rumored to be cursed by a vengeful spirit. It was said that the spirit had whispered its secrets to those who dared to enter, driving them to madness. Undeterred, Alice entered the mansion, where the echoes of the past seemed to linger in the air. As she explored its shadowy corridors, she discovered an old diary that belonged to the original murder victim from decades ago. The diary revealed a tale of forbidden love, betrayal, and a vengeful spirit seeking justice. It spoke of how the spirit had whispered its secrets to the victim, driving them to commit heinous acts in its name. The diary hinted at a malevolent force that had returned to Ravenswood, seeking to finish what it had started. Alice couldn't deny the eerie parallels between the past and the present. The silent killer, it seemed, was not just a murderer but a vessel for the vengeful spirit's malevolence. The town of Ravenswood had been cursed for decades, and Alice was determined to break that curse. As she read the chilling entries, Alice realized that the silent killer might not be a mere mortal but a harbinger of the vengeful spirit's wrath, carrying out its murderous bidding. With this revelation, Alice knew that she was racing against time to break the curse that bound the town to its dark past. The echoes of the past whispered in her ears, guiding her toward a confrontation with the silent killer and the vengeful spirit that had tormented Ravenswood for far too long. It was a battle that would test her courage, her wits, and her understanding of the supernatural. Part 5. The Final Confrontation. Armed with the knowledge from the diary, Alice returned to the crime scene of the first murder, the street where the politician had been silenced. She sensed that the vengeful spirit was drawn to the site, its malevolence still lingering. In the dead of night, under the flickering streetlight, Alice confronted the silent killer. It was a chilling showdown as the spirit manifested, its form twisted and grotesque. The echoes of the past reverberated through the air as Alice and the spirit engaged in a battle of wills. The cryptic clues had led her to this moment, a moment where the past and present collided in a terrifying clash. The silent killer, once a vessel for the vengeful spirit's rage, now stood as its protector, unwilling to let go of its torment. But Alice was unyielding. She spoke of redemption and forgiveness, urging the vengeful spirit to let go of its vendetta and find peace. It was a desperate plea, filled with empathy for the spirit's own tragic past. In a blinding burst of ethereal light, the spirit let out a mournful wail and dissipated into the night. The curse that had haunted Ravenswood for decades was finally lifted. The silent killer was no more. As dawn broke over the town, Alice knew that she had not only solved a murder mystery but also freed Ravenswood from its dark history. The town could finally begin to heal, and the whispers in the dark were silenced. But the echoes of the past would forever linger in Alice's memory, a haunting reminder that some mysteries were best left unsolved, and some battles were fought not with weapons, but with understanding and compassion. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel to support us. 5M's Nininols GF1Ik.